Wow, Love Them Knives channel. I'm kind of discovering this knife, and I've had a Rike knife on my channel before. And then a little while ago, I had a District 9, and I was making fun of this, like, here's the 9, right? Or I was like, oh, it's a 6, or it's an A. And I was jacking around. And, before I did that review on that District 9 that had the same pouch, I had seen something in the Rike knife world somewhere online, and I'd seen that District 9 knife. And I'm going, that's a Rike knife, but I guess it's a Rike-made knife, kind of like Stedman makes Max Ace or something, that kind of thing. I don't know. Don't have the total clarification on that, but then I understood why that District 9 was so nice. And I just did that review a few days ago, and that knife just blew out of here. Somebody had to have it. So, and it was one of that sale group anyhow. And so here comes this one, and I'm having deja vu all over again. And this is the Rike 1507T. Well, T for Tanto, S for, non-Tanto. But you know what's weird about this one? This got a number on it. And this is not S35VN. This is CTS-204P. So, I printed out this thing from Blade HQ. And I didn't have the Tanto one. They didn't show it in their lineup, and I didn't do a lot more mucking around the internet looking for it. But it's got that smoke wash, it's got that black wash, framelock, blah blah blah. And so they want 285 for theirs, but theirs is an S35VN. Check this out. So a little over 8.5 inches, 3.75 CPM S35VN. Okay, and a clip point is this one, but not the one we're talking about here. And so you can see blah blah blah, and then the rest of the stats here on the back, which will follow pretty close to this one. This is Kwaiken. This is a black wash, smoke wash, whatever, black wash. So it's got that kind of tumbled black wash look. But, oh, crap. I was going to show you. See the hardware here? It's silver, right? Okay. So what Dustin did here, the guy that owns this knife, he did these accents. He took the silver accents, and see this? This is not Anno. That's a Cerakote. So that's what he did to these, because they're steel. So instead of silver, they're like a bronze. And you know what? That bronze and black is really cool. 4 of 2016. So that's April of 2016. That's a year ago when this was released. Okay, so this is a little bit more exclusive than the one they're selling for $285. Wow, interesting. You've got these up here, these like blade stops. Well, blade stops. They're on the blade. Okay, forget about it. You got these nice little uniform styling cues here, holes here, and then that motif gets carried along the back spacer. Titanium pocket clip. Well, I don't know if it's titanium. And now I'm kind of wondering. It is, but this is not, so I guess you just Cerakote everything, right? You got a lot of stuff that's steel, and then you got one piece that's titanium. We just carry that on. So that's kind of how that went. Because I was going, oh, that pocket clip's got to be tie. This is a Rike. There you go. Look at the lockup on this. It's 20%. Somewhere in there. Wow. You got some jimping on the flipper tab. You've got all these different angles milled into this knife, right? And these lines across there. This one, now we're angling down across here. We're bringing this across here with these lines, cutting these lines in, going around here with this radius, more lines and, you know, angles. Lots of lines and angles. Lots of lines and angles. Absolutely. I mean, you know, no wonder, like, your screws back here. I mean, this end sticks out. This end is a little below the level of the scale because, you know, that's like an A moving up here. So that's interesting. And look at that pocket clip. Is that deep carry? I mean, that's deep carry. Can you move that from side to side? You know what? No, I don't think so. There's a cutout here where this comes down and becomes flush. So I think that's right hand only, folks. Yeah, but everything else is ambidextrous because it's a flipper tab. And that's your only way to go. Now, what's blade stock look like? Well, it's pretty good. It's over 4 millimeters. Should be a 0.16 something, 0.164, 0.165. So that's pretty heavy duty, actually, blade stock. CTS-204P. Okay, maybe I should have done more homework. I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't do him any justice with this because I thought this was a standard run knife, and I don't think it is. 0.58 of an inch thick, which is almost 15 millimeters. You know what? That's a pretty wide handle, even though this is a Kwaiken, so it's very slender like this. But that's still almost 6/10 of an inch wide because you've got, see how you got that? If you can see that, like this, and then it goes like this. So this wide part in the middle, yeah, it's a high spot. This is flattened. This is not really. Well, let's pull this blade back in. Let's check that out. See, this is a high spot here, and then it starts going downhill. On this side, this is a flat space here. Now, yeah, you do have this crown on both sides. See that? Fires out really good. Got great action. It's pretty strong detent though. It's probably a 7.5 to 8 on 10 scale of 10, where 10 is ridiculously tough detent and 1 is almost nothing at all. This is a 7.5 to an 8. And you know, because of the design of this knife and the fact that you don't have a lot of, I mean, this is so buried in here, that this is not going to gravity flip out. And once it does let go of that detent, yeah, you can't hardly not get it. You can't really push it out of the detent like that far, you know, and let it do that. It just won't. Once it lets go, that's good detent. So yes, there's no playing around there. And of course, you kind of got your fingers on this side, so I don't know how much I'm really putting pressure. Let's see if I can get my fingers back off. It's a little easier then when you don't grab it like a monster. But yeah, sweet. Okay. Let's see if it'll cut anything. Oh, well, I guess it'll do that too. It will do that too. Yep. May have been the first time this thing ever cut anything, unless he touched the edge up. I don't know. Because he does have a KME, so he can do that. But I think it looks factory. Oh, well. And he didn't say anything, and he would have told me. He just said he did the accents, so Yeah, pretty slick. I mean, this is different. I thought this was just standard run. And I was wrong. I was really wrong. Let's see what this thing weighs. This will be interesting. 4.1. So it's not very heavy. 115 grams, 4.1 ounces. Not much. But you know, it's supposed to be 3 3/4 inch blade all the way down here. So let's for sure on that, right? Yeah, it's 3 3/4. So it's 9.5 centimeters. And it's over 8.5. Between 8.5 and 8 5/8. And 22. So no, it's not a small knife. It's about 8 5/8 inch long, but it's got a 3 3/4 inch blade. Looks like they're making pretty good use of all the scale that's available. Although you got this wraparound backspacer. So, I mean, even though the knife pretty much goes flush in the scale, and one guy was commenting, which made a lot of sense, is like the reason a lot of these blades don't go flush into there is because the cutting edge part of the blade can sometimes get so close to the back spine that when you've got an open design here and no backspacer, you could actually, the flesh of your finger can go in there and actually make contact with that blade, or other things in your pocket might be able to. So it's here to protect the cutting edge of the blade. You know, then that's a good point. Shit. It's just like, wake up. Hello. Think about the design and the function of a knife. So I appreciate that comment. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't get to you, first of all, because it's protected, because it has a backspacer. Okay? And because it's kind of a long, there's nothing there. I mean, you could probably touch the backside from there, but you can't. You know, I've noticed on this, look at this. I mean, look at the centering down here. It looks pretty much dead on. But then when this wide part of that tip on that Kwaiken gets there, you can tell it's just, there's a little bit available here of light. You can see through there. But there's a little bit more light on this side. But if you didn't have this widened part of the blade here, I think it'd be hard to tell if it was even off center at all. So it's just a magnitude, just like a nothing difference. And here it's almost impossible to see that. Wow. Speaking of some meat, God, some meat on the tip. Wow. It's like a dart, isn't it? That is meaty. That is stabby. Whew. Yeah, and these are not fooling around type of knives, are they? First of all, you can see my finger. I was like, yeah, sorry about that. I got to think about what I'm doing. When you got detent like that, and, you know, I'm grabbing it. I've got that lock bar kind of pushed down a little bit. So if you concentrate, yes, it flies out a lot easier. But it's not that hard. It's just I'm not thinking. Wow. Love it. It's really badass. I'm not usually a big one on black wash blades. And I guess if it was up to me and I could still get like a numbered edition with CTS-204P, yeah, I'd probably get, you know, purple or blue, and this would be like just a stone wash. That'd be my style. Okay. So no, this is not the one of all the models that I'd pick out of the catalog if everything was equal. No. On the other hand, you know, I know a lot of people really like this kind of stuff. And with this bronzed accents, it is striking. It really is striking. He did a really good job. Yeah, I read about Cerakote somewhere, and then I And then I woke up. I mean, it was, this comes with, you know, a Rike knife, microfiber, and it's in the pouch. So it's really nice, good quality zipper pouch. Man, I don't know. Make your comments. It's a full-size knife, over 8.5 inches. Not quite a 4-inch blade, but, it's out there. But, still under 4.5 ounces. So fairly light. Slender profile. Extremely slender. Just real quick. Yeah, I mean, what? Not even one, right? It's 3/4 of an inch. Not much. Not much. Not much there. Really stealth. Really easy to get in the pocket. Thank you for joining me. We just keep on rolling with the reviews, and this one was interesting. It kind of caught me by surprise, and I hope Dustin is not too upset with the fact that I didn't catch, but he didn't alert me either, so it's his fault too. Yes, it is. You're the engineer. You're supposed to be smart enough to bring all this to my attention. Wow. Okay. Yes, it is. It's not the average Rike that's floating through the stream, is it? Thanks for joining me. Yes, you know what we do, and stay tuned. We love them knives. Stay sharp.